have it in my car.
Who gave it to you?
Alan Krauss. He was my associate when I taught at Forest Park Community College.
So who was the person that we met?
His brother, Putumayo.
His brother's the one we met at the deli?
World Music.
And you met the brother?
Remember at the deli?
I remember you met the guy and he gave you music. Now his brother gave you more music.
2 albums.
Wow.
Right.
Did you give him your book?
I gave him my book. I wanted him to buy my book. He didn't buy it, but he gave me 2.
He gave you 2, so why would you ask for money from somebody who gives you stuff?
Because I want to sell my book. Because it's my first book.
I know, but they're giving you the Putumayo for free. It's trade, wampum.
Well, when I get ready for it. I have to reorder my book because I already only have a few left.
Where's my 10?
Yeah, I've got your 10. I didn't sell those.
Don't sell those. Those are double. If anybody wants them, they're $20.
Yeah. I have to...
I'm not kidding.
I'm going to go to the...
They're $20.
To the Papeleria, the internet place, and have them reprinted. Find out how much it costs here. Because that was good advice you gave me to tell them how much is 100. That was good advice. And I ordered 100. And they did a good job for me.
So this is a movie.
Yeah.
So the flowers in the movie.
So I went for a walk around the lake after I talked to you. So beautiful.
What's this flower here? Is it something? Look at that flower.
Hibiscus. Hibiscus.
Yo, mama. So you had a situation last night, and you want to bring the car now? It's traffic now. Mark said we just leave the key in the car and lock the car and leave the key on the floor.
Okay.
Is it dangerous driving it now?
No, I don't know. Do you see what happened is last night I was going down Del Mar, crossing over where Del Mar breaks into 170, and I was in the center lane and it said not to go in the center lane, that's the left-hand lane.
You hit something?
And there was a curb, and I went over the curb.
You hit the curb?
The front and the back wheels I was driving.
So you broke the curb, you broke it to yourself then?
I did that last night.
Did you have insurance that covers your car?
I have insurance that covers my car.
Liability or collision?
I only have liability.
So you don't have any comprehensive?
No.
That would cover it if you had comprehensive?
No.
So that hurt the car then?
That's what hurt the car.
Well, you didn't tell me that before.
What I did last night. Well, when I went over there to the guy who came and fixed the flat didn't tell me that all that stuff was bad. He didn't.
So did it break because of that? Is that what Michelle said?
I know that's what happened. Because if I went there to get the tires and the guys over at Sam's pointed out to me that the rim is bent, that means that the back rim was bent.
So you moving fast when you hit the...
I was moving
10, 20, 30 miles an hour when you hit the curb?
About 20 miles an hour.
And hit a curb?
And he had a...
It was like a big bump? You could have been hurt.
I know.
Did Sylvia freak out?
No, we didn't freak out. She fortunately have a phone in the car, which I didn't. I never have a phone.
She had a phone?
She had a phone. We called you. You told me AAA, and we AAA told them to send the police too, because I was scared.
So Sylvia had a phone for emergencies.
She says she always has a phone for emergency.
And that's what it was.
And it was. So
I'm glad that you're still alive, Mom.
Police stayed with us.
I'm glad that you're alive.
It was a long time there.
Yeah, I know. I called you. You didn't get home till you called me after almost at midnight. 11:57.
And then when we got, then the guy that came from AAA didn't have air because he said he's just been on 5 jobs and he had no air. So
you had to go get your own air?
So I had to go get
He didn't go with you? That
No.
wasn't right. Did you have to pay him anything?
No, the AAA guy.
But how could you go around with no air? What do you mean? You drove away with the tire with no air?
Yeah.
He fixed the tire?
but it was no air in the tire.
So how did you drive?
He told me go 20 miles an hour.
Bullshit.
That's what happened.
And that's how you broke the rim?
No, the rim, I'm sure.
Was there air in the tire when you were driving 20 miles an hour?
It was very low, so he told me make sure you go very slowly.
So there was some air in it?
Little. There was no air. He couldn't put any air in. He didn't have air with him.
But I mean, if you had a flat tire, he had to put some air in. Didn't he change your tire?
He took it from my trunk, my spare.
And put that on, and that didn't have enough air in it.
Exactly. So it was quite an adventure. But so I think I messed the car up last night by doing that.
Does it feel different today?
My lovely car that I love so much. Huh. Well.
Okay, that's the end of this movie.
Yep.
We're going to change the channel. This is a 6-minute movie.
Yeah?
Yep, 6 minutes straight.
Well, I'm getting a lot of positive
10
feedback.
10 minutes at a time.
A lot of positive
This is less than 10 minutes. It's 6 minutes and 15 seconds. You have 3 minutes and 45 seconds to finish your 10 minutes.
Rusty wants to take a class with me, and so does Donnie want to take a class with me.
Donnie says the 11th is the date he wants you to have your party. It's on a Sunday.
Okay. All right.
Your book signing is on the 11th.
Well, I want to have
of June.
When you play music at Donnie. It's always good for me. When you play music at Donnie's, I invite you and Donnie come and play music at my house. Because at my house,
we have the amplifiers already set up. You can dance over at Donnie's.
I don't feel the freedom to dance at Donnie's like I do at...
Well, but you can dance at Donnie's, and you can feel free at Donnie's. Donnie's not going to have any problem with you dancing.
I can choose to feel free, it's true.
Because you're choosing us to bring our equipment over to your house.
No,
and
I don't want your equipment. I don't want equipment. I just want you guys to play.
I understand what you want. It's your desire. Your place is too small, and it stinks.
Well, the Russian lady came down to visit me. I put a note that I wanted a cleaning lady, and a Russian woman, young, pretty Russian lady, came down to my house, and she's going to clean my house for me. And she has to go back to Russia because she doesn't have a green card, and her visa's up. And she has kids back there in Russia. Pretty girl, and she's a guest upstairs from me. She and her husband. And she came over and looked at my house for me, and she's gonna clean my house once a week. And I had to figure out how much I wanted to pay her.
How much?
And I figured out $20 an hour, and I figured it can be done in an hour. But the first time I think it should take 2 hours because everything needs to be dusted and the windows washed and everything cleaned. So to have somebody come in for $20 a week, to me, I can do that. And have my house fresh and clean all the time.
Is she going to vacuum and
clean
the
dust,
bathrooms and do everything? 1 hour?
Yep, 1 hour.
Change your sheets?
Right.
And just spritz everything down with Windex so it feels clean?
Yeah, and to have it
get your
fresh
floors
and
cleaned and your
every
vacuums
week.
done.
Sweet. Yeah, and my hand's not so strong to be able to do too much. I've got a wrist thing.
Okay, you only got so much time left here.
But I'm very pleased that she responded to that little ad that I put out on the bulletin board. Mm-hmm. Now that the Smalls are not in charge, I can put a little
ad on the bulletin board.
On the bulletin board. I can use the bulletin board and let my needs be known and get responses.
Well, that's
when
great.
The Smalls were there, it was ridiculous. They said you couldn't put a
you
note
couldn't
up
make
there.
A community?
Huh?
Couldn't have a community in your...
I could have had a community all along.
But it is a community if you let it be a community.
If you let it be a community, it's a community.
And they said no communities allowed?
They were funny people. The Smalls were very funny people.
Okay, we got 9 minutes. And
now,
so you have 30 seconds left.
Now that
what
the
would
Smalls
you say?
are gone, I could go and buy a bush to make that bushes all the same height and let them. And I also already told the gardener guy who lives in the complex that I don't want them to cut those bushes ever. I want them to grow up tall so it hides the street and hides the pollution from
Well,
the
there's
cars
restrictive covenants that are supposed to be benefits to everybody in the organization, so it should help everybody to keep the values up of the property.
To have it
so
beautiful.
It has to have some kind of rules have to be there, and we got 2 seconds, 1 second, 10 10 minutes at a time.